Hi guys, this is the end of page 2 for Unit 3, Section 2, Absolute Value Inequalities. So right here, the general rule is if it's greater than or greater than or equal to, then it's going to be or, it's going to be two pieces, and they go out, they go away from each other. So now if it's less than or equal to, then the solution is and. They meet in the middle, so they only have one piece right there. Super easy, straight to the point. That's what we need to know. Starting page 3 now. So here we are. The very first one is one of my favorites, and it gets everybody for the most part. So absolute value can never, ever, ever be negative. So when that happens, there's no solution. Absolute value can be negative. However, here's the trick. There's always a trick, right? If you had a negative right there in the front, and if you were to solve this, don't get too excited before you go there, and then you have that negative right there. But well, this absolute value is not fully isolated yet. So you would divide both sides by -1 first. Remember, when you divide by -1, you switch the inequality sign. Then, voila, you have this that is solvable. Okay, so every time you see that negative right there, see if the absolute value is fully isolated before you jump into conclusions. Okay, so the next one, I have to isolate the absolute value first. So I need to add 3 to both sides. At this point, I'm going to open that up into linear inequalities. So I have x plus 2 is greater than or equal 9. And the other one is x plus 2 is less than or equal to -9. Remember, I need to switch the inequality sign and also the sign of your number right there. So now -2 on both sides, I get 7 there. -2 on both sides, I get -11 there. So if I were to graph it on the number line, just to add the visual before I write my answer, I have -11 here, I have 7 here, closed dot going that way, closed dot going that way. And you know, greater than or equal to, from the previous page, I have 2 pieces for my answer, and that's what I got right here. So I need to write it out. So this is the answer as an inequality right here. But if you want to write your answer as interval notation, I have -infinity to -11. This is inclusive, exclusive right there, and 7 toward positive infinity, exclusive. So here you have your 2 separate answers right there. Inequality form and interval notation right there. Okay, fully isolated, I'm ready to split that up into linear inequalities. So I have x plus 3 is greater than 8, and then x plus 3 is less than -8. So you switch the inequality sign and the sign for your number. So x is greater than -3 on both sides, you get 5. -3 on both sides right here, you get -11. So here is your inequality format. And if you're going to write this in interval notation, we have -infinity toward -11, exclusive, and then from 5 toward positive infinity. Here both ways. Oh, this last one is a good one. Okay, you're going to start by, the goal here is to isolate the absolute value before you can split that up into linear inequalities. So -3 first. divide by 2. Now the only thing you have here is the absolute value. So now you're going to split that up into linear. Just remember when that happens, you have to switch both. So add 4 to both sides. I have 13, divide by 5, 13 over 5. Same thing over here. Add 4 to both sides. I get -5, divide by 5, -1. So this is your inequality answer. And then your interval notation would be from -infinity to -1, and from 13 over 5 toward positive infinity right there, both exclusive. All right, word problems. Okay, so we have one is buying new shoes. Available shoes are priced below, so these are the prices. He's willing to buy the mean average price. So remember, mean is average price. It should have been in parentheses, but it's not. It's fine. With an absolute deviation of at most $50. How many shoe prices meet his conditions? Okay, so we need to find the average price here of all these shoes. Good thing we have this awesome high tech right there. So I'm going to add them all up, and then I'm going to divide by 6. Well, I made it boo-boo. All right, I think I got it. So 756 divided by 6 will give me the average. So the average here is 126. So, and then 50 up or 50 down, that's within the range. So plus 50 here will give me 176. You can see. And then if I have 126 minus 50, 126 minus 50 will give me 76. Okay, so anything between 76 and 176 would be within the price range that he's looking to buy. So 130, 111, no, 120, and 90. Okay, so at this point I have 4 pairs that would meet the requirement. Write the absolute inequality, the absolute value inequality. So I have absolute value of x minus 126 is less than or equal to 50, because 50 at most, and then I can go 50 up or 50 down. I already wrote the mean right there. Algebraically solve for the range of prices. Okay, so and then the other one would be x minus 126 is greater than or equal to negative 50. I'm still solving the same way that I did on the previous page, and I have to switch the inequality sign, and I also have to switch this sign right here. So add 126 to both sides. This will give me 176. And when I add 126 to this side, that will give me 76. So the prices are between 76 and 176. and I'll come back for another video.